in Trelawney yesterday. TODSS appeals to political parties to implement strategies to rein in supporters who run afoul of the law. Scandalous. That is how Shadow Minister on Transportation Michael Phillips calls a projection in the 2024-25 estimates of the expenditure for the JUTC to lose $26 billion in 2 years. 15-year-old student of Buckfield in St. Anne charged for rape of a 6-year-old child. And in sports, Manchester United survived a Luton Town display of fierce determination on the weekend to stay in contention for the top four with victory at Kenilworth Road. And it's victory in the West as Stets win Western Championships 2024. The news today is brought courtesy of P Radio, reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitations.
Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing. Call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now the news in details. Lawmen assigned to the Falmouth Traffic Department have commenced a probe into the circumstances surrounding an accident that claimed the lives of 4 men on the Rock Main Road in Trelawney yesterday. The victims have been identified as 23-year-old Kimani Thompson, a fisherman of Grants Avenue, Cornwall Street, Falmouth, Trelawney; 24-year-old Andre Gonzalez, a photographer of Mockingbird Avenue, Florence Hall, Falmouth, Trelawney; 24-year-old Marco Williams of Pimento Walk, Oteria, St. Anne; and 25-year-old Jason Reed, a lifeguard of Peel Street, Falmouth, also in Trelawney. Reports are that about 2:32 a.m., Thompson was driving a Toyota Mark X motorcar towards Falmouth with Gonzalez, Williams, and Reed aboard when, upon reaching an intersection, he collided with an Audi Q3 motorcar that was attempting to make a right turn. Reports are that about 2:32 a.m., Thompson was driving a Toyota Mark X motorcar towards Falmouth with Gonzalez, Williams, and Reed aboard, when upon reaching an intersection, he collided with an Audi Q3 motorcar that was attempting to make a right turn. The police were alerted and all 4 passengers in the Mark X motorcar were transported to a hospital where they succumbed to their injuries while undergoing treatment. The passengers of the Audi Q3, a man and a woman, were admitted in stable condition. Meanwhile, reports reaching NRP News are that a 15-year-old male fell from a bus while traveling in a PMP motorcade in Sutborough, St. Catherine, at about 5:30 p.m. yesterday. According to the information, the 15-year-old, identified as Lamar Gray of a Gregory Park address, was hanging from the window of a Toyota Hiace minibus when he fell. He was reportedly run over by the bus. He was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The St. Catherine North Police are investigating. And in a quick reaction to this incident and the death of the 4 persons in Trelawney, the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Service called the situation sad.
This is now putting a heavy strain on many families. The accident in Trelawney was a clear notation of speeding at the highest level, because 4 per die in one vehicle. The accident in Portmore was clear indication that there was carelessness on the part of a 10-year-old boy who does not even have a vote and lost his life in a motorcade. I think this one was PMP motorcade. We just reeling from the one in St. Thomas, a JLP motorcade. An elderly lady lost her leg, and today a young boy lost his life.
And the president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Service, Egerton Newman, says that the leadership of both political parties need to implement strategies to rein in supporters who run afoul of the law. He says the two political parties should invest in campaign motorcade marshals to ensure the safety and that motorists must abide by the road code.
The Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services is calling on the leadership of the two main political parties to put immediately over the next few days, put in place monitors, marshals to marshal these motorcades, right? It can't. And if we believe in the sanctity and safety of life, we need to take more decisive action to prevent accident on these motorcades. We cannot allow this to continue, and I'm urging strongly that motorcade marshal, campaign motorcade marshals be put in place, CMM, now to avert these major accidents and crashes.
President of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Service, Egerton Newman. Meanwhile, the People's National Party PNP, in a statement last evening, said it deeply regrets the tragic accident resulting in the death of the young man in the Southborough division last evening. PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell said the party expresses profound sadness and extends heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family during this unimaginable difficult time. He said that in the incident, the PNP is urging everyone to respect the privacy of the grieving family and allow them space to navigate this heartbreaking situation. Furthermore, the PNP emphasizes the importance of heightened vigilance and attention to safety among its supporters while campaigning. Dr. Campbell says the PNP commits its unwavering support to family affected by this terrible tragedy and stands ready to assist in any way possible. In other news, Shadow Minister on Transportation Michael Phillips, MP, says the projection of the 2024-25 estimates of the expenditure for the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, to lose a further $16 billion is scandalous, taking its losses to $26 billion in 2 years. In a statement on the weekend, the Shadow Minister said, urgent action is now needed, which could not await the passing of the new budget. Said the Auditor General should immediately conduct a detailed forensic, management and performance audit of the company, which has lost in excess of $50 billion since 2016. He said that with the level of reassurance being pumped into the company, the KMTR ought to have a better public transport system. Instead of the 2-hour waiting time, no buses assigned on some routes, dirty units and persistent mechanical breakdowns during service hours. Mr. Phillips said that the fewer buses available to commuters, the more taxpayers have to find to prop up an obviously failing institution suffering from a lack of modern transport policies and an absence of effective management. He said the recent fare reduction, which benefits just over 100,000 rides per day, has not assisted in boosting rideship, but is breaking the back of the company. The Shadow Minister called on the Minister of Transportation, Darrell Vaz, to take a fresh look at the company's operation, as it is unfair to ask all taxpayers to pay $16 billion worth of subsidy for a service that has deteriorated so much in operations, maintenance, and fare collection systems that it is now uncertain whether adding new units alone will cure the problem and benefit commuters. Mr. Phillips said that the company has deteriorated so much in operations that what is now needed is a comprehensive surgical intervention. With Jamaica recording more than 80% increase in bushfires last year, the Jamaica Fire Brigade, the JFB, is appealing to the public to pay close attention to outdoor fires. JFB Commissioner Stuart Beckford says the JFB responded to 6,443 bushfire calls last year, compared to 3,518 in 2022. He said the JFB responded to a similar number of bushfire calls between January and March last year, as it had received for the entire year of 2022. He added that happily, this year, that level of intensity in bushfires has not been seen. JFB Commissioner says bushfires have been seen popping up, especially in St. Catherine, Clarendon, and some in Westmoreland. Commissioner Beckford informed that while many of the fires were not set intentionally, most were the result of careless use of fires. Commissioner Beckford noted that spontaneous combustion was also responsible for some of the fires. The commissioner reiterated that proper management could reduce cases of bushfires going forward and is urging the public to observe the environment before igniting fires. A 15-year-old student of Buckfield Ocheria St. Anne is scheduled to face the court following an incident in the parish on Saturday, January 27, 2024. Reports from the Ocheria police are that a 6-year-old girl was at a daycare facility when the accused barged in on her in the bathroom where he sexually assaulted her and subsequently had sexual intercourse with her. A report was made to the police and an investigation launched into the matter. The accused was later taken to the station by his relatives where he was charged with rape and grievous sexual assault. His court date is being finalized. The St. Catherine North Police seized one Browning 9mm pistol and a magazine during a targeted raid in Wakefield, Linstead in the parish yesterday. Reports from the Linstead police are that about 5:45 a.m., a search was conducted at a premises during which the firearm and ammunition were found. No one was arrested. Investigations continue. Meanwhile, lawmen assigned to the Kingston East Division seized one firearm and several rounds of ammunition and a large sum of cash on Fernandez Avenue and Lacey Road in Franklin Town in Kingston yesterday. Reports from the Ellison Road police are that about 5:20 a.m., a police team conducted a targeted raid, searched premises on Fernandez Avenue and found one Glock 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 11 9mm cartridges in a bathroom. Another premises on Lacey Road was also searched, and a total of $33,400 was found in a purse and outside the house on the premises. 6 persons were arrested and taken into custody in relation to the seizure. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. You are listening to NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news, sports, and the weather on nrpmediaja.com, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Hi, I'm Genevieve.
And I'm Kalisha. And we are the Christ Praises. You're listening to
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now let's give you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, located at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 908-0962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
And now for some sports stories. Let's join Leon Nash.
Good morning. In football action on the weekend in the Portland FA Under 15 and Western Union Major League, 5th place Portlanders currently on 3 points, hosted leaders Wi-Fi United, who is on 12 points at Lynch Park. After close of play on Saturday, Portlanders defeated Wi-Fi United 4-0. At 3 p.m., 3rd place Rio United on 3 points, hosted 2nd place Progressive FC on 9 points at Carter Park. That match ended with Progressive SC silencing Rio United 3-0 in the curtain raiser at Carter Park. Wi-Fi now has 15 points to Progressive 12. That event preceded the curtain raiser on the Western Union Major League doubleheader at Carter Park under the lights, with Berrydale SC on 7 points going up against 6th place Manchester at 5:30 p.m. Berrydale SC held Manchester CC to a goalless draw. At 7:30 p.m., Rio United 4th place on 9 points took on Progressive FC on 14 points and who is currently enjoying position number 2. In the end, Progressive FC went by Rio United 3-0. Leaders and defending champions Wi-Fi United on 23 points was idle this weekend. On Sunday, 2 goals from Kensington's Theodore Benjamin in the 72nd and 76th minutes was not enough for his team to peg back Ujama with a brace from Shevin Miller's 37th and 40th minutes. They won 4-2 in the Portland FA Western Union League in the bottom of the table game between Berridale FC and Manchinill at Berridale. Berridale SC got the better of Manchinill 3-0. Meanwhile, Peter Peart, the coach of Progressive FC, spoke to our correspondent following the match on Saturday.
First, the game itself wasn't really much of a challenge. We dominated the game from start to finish. We just weren't scoring the goals. So we worked on a format to get in the goals in, and we did. But in light of the lights coming to Carter Park, I'm just excited, and it's fascinating to see what's happening, and the crowd that will be here later. I'm sure that will speak volumes to what is about to happen. So I'm sure that these lights now will change the dynamics of football here in Portland and increase our possibilities of having our own Premier League team right here back in Portland once again.
That was Peter Peart, the coach of Progressive FC in Portland. Still on football, Rasmus Højlund scored for the 6th successive Premier League game as Manchester United survived a Luton Town display of fierce determination to stay in contention for the top 4 with victory at Kenilworth Road. United's £72 million summer signing from Atlanta's has hit a red-hot streak after early struggles in front of goal and scored twice in the first 7 minutes to set up a 4th successive league win for Erik ten Hag's side. The 21-year-old pounced on Amari's bell error after only 37 seconds to round keeper Thomas Kaminski and score, adding a second in the 7th minute, instinctively diverting Alejandro Garnacho's shot into the net. The win means United are now only 5 points behind 4th place Aston Villa. That's sports in our NRP Break Newscast, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass, Chisholm Avenue in Kingston. I'm Leon Nash reporting.
We promise to bring you a good news story as often as we can. If you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, please send this information to our email address at nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 876-336-9928. That's the local news and sports. Stand by now for the latest international news courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Tommy McNeil. Israel's cabinet said Sunday that it rejects the unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state. That news coming amidst growing calls by the United States and other countries for a two-state solution as the Middle East conflict worsens. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias explains.
The measure was brought to a vote by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Israel categorically rejects international edicts on a permanent arrangement with the Palestinians. Such an arrangement will be achieved only through direct negotiations between the sides. Recognition such as that, following the massacre of October 7, will grant a major prize to terror.
While a strong supporter of the Jewish state, the United States has also been a longtime proponent of a two-state solution to permanently end the conflict in the Middle East. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News.
Russian detainees and authorities are detaining people mourning the loss of opposition Navalny, who died in custody at an Arctic Circle penal colony. Western leaders blame Russia. VOA's Arash Arabasadi.
In St. Petersburg, men removed flowers from a makeshift memorial honoring dead Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Almost immediately, new flowers took their place. Just one day earlier, police detained mourners for laying flowers in Navalny's honor. Independent Russian media and human rights group OVD Info reported no fewer than 400 detentions at events across some 32 cities after news of Navalny's death broke late last week. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
More at voanews.com. This is VOA News.
That was the latest international news from the Voice of America. Now for the weather report and forecast. The National Meteorological Service is reporting that there is a significant feature of a cold front across the Western Caribbean. The cold front now across Western Cuba is expected to be west of Jamaica this evening. Cloudy, windy, and cool conditions are expected mainly across sections of the northern parishes until Friday. In the 24-hour forecast this morning, mainly sunny. This afternoon, mainly sunny and windy. In the 3-day forecast after today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, partly cloudy, windy, and cloudy, especially across northern parishes. Other current regional weather features: an area of low pressure across Panama. That is the latest weather report and forecast on NRP Radio. With that, we have come to the end of our news presentation this morning. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. Probe commenced into the circumstances surrounding an accident that claimed the lives of 3 men on the Rock Main Road in Trelawney yesterday. TODSS appeals to political parties to implement strategies to rein in supporters who run afoul of the law. Scandalous. That is how Shadow Minister on Transportation Michael Phillips calls the projection in the 2024-2025 estimates of the expenditure for JUTC $56 billion in 2 years. A 15-year-old student of Buckfield in St. Anne charged for rape of a 6-year-old child. And in sports, Manchester United survived a Luton Town display of fierce determination on the weekend to stay in contention for the top 4 with victory at Kenilworth Road. The full half-an-hour package of news in this NRP Break of Day presentation comes to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations. Here's an invitation to join us again at 6:30 p.m. for the NRP Evening News Roundup. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Gafar Ellis for NRP News. We encourage you to join this growing medium by subscribing to our YouTube channel at NRP Media JA. Feel fulfilled and informed. Have a good rest of your morning. Reminding you too that if you walk, ride, or drive, make every effort to arrive alive. The program, Let the Word Speak with Reverend Paul Blair, comes up on top.